The cost of cheating! She was home at 9:30. She was always home at that time on Thursdays, sometimes a little earlier. You can't be too careful. It was always exactly 10:15 when he came home from his lodge meeting. You could set your watch by it. Her father had gotten him into this. He had agreed just to please them both. But after he joined, he found that he liked the civil service aspect of it. He was so good at organizing fundraisers and social events that he was nominated and elected to the Board of Governors. As chair of the scholarship committee, he worked long and hard to support and raise money for the project. Through his efforts, they were able to fund 2 community college scholarships per year for deserving young people. She made sure she was clean and presentable when he got home. Sometimes she was in bed, but often she waited up and they talked about the previous day, how the scholarship fund was going, the mundane things married people chatted about before bed. Sometimes they made love, but usually they just snuggled together until they fell asleep. The first glimmer that something might be wrong came when she pulled into the driveway. She couldn't get into the garage. His car was parked at an angle, blocking both doors. A feeling of unease swept over her as she got out. He'd talked to her just a few minutes ago, and she'd told him she was home. Damn. She loved this house. A firm believer in apartment living, she'd let him talk her into moving here when her lease expired. It was a fairly new 3-bedroom house on a small lot. The dignity of the house was the porch that completely girdled the house. There was a swing in the front under the ceiling fans. They often sat under the fans, swinging lightly on the swing, enjoying the warm summer nights. She was perceptive enough to see what he was up to. This was the family home. Mentally, she could even see the swings and kiddie pool in the fenced backyard. One of the happiest moments of her life so far had happened last month, when they were laying a new flower bed. She threw some soil at him to get his attention. "Hey, you." "What? Did I miss a spot?" "No. I just needed to tell you I was ready." "No, not yet. We haven't put in the fertilizer or the lime yet. We have to mix it in before we plant." "That's not what I meant. I'm ready to have a baby." Good thing the flower beds are soft, she thought, as he threw himself on top of her and pinned her to the ground. Lovemaking after that was slow, gentle, more in keeping with the exchange of souls rather than bodily fluids. She had never felt so loved. Most surprising were the tears he shed. He had always been so calm, so reserved. She stepped out onto the porch and headed for the front door, trying to be as quiet as possible. "Hi, Les!" She jumped up. He was sitting on the swing. The porch light wasn't on, so she didn't see him. "Jesus, Kenny, you scared me. Come on, let's go inside." "No, stay with me for a while. Let's enjoy the breeze for a few minutes." He patted the spot next to him on the swing. "Where have you been? You said you were here. But you weren't here when I got home." She fidgeted awkwardly on the swing. "Oh, I didn't feel like sleeping. I remembered I was almost out of gas and I didn't want to try to get any in the morning. So I drove to the corner market. There was only a quarter tank in the car. She hoped he wouldn't check it." He reached out and took her hand. "Really? I could have sworn you just got back from the Hideaway Motel on 5th Avenue. Room 69, funny, huh? That's the room, isn't it? Jerry's a little superstitious about these things. Isn't this where you usually meet every Thursday from 6:30 to 9 She awed and tried to pull her hand away, but he held it firmly and wouldn't let go. "Relax, Les. I'm not going to hurt you, but I want you to promise to listen to me without interference. I promise it will be your turn to speak, and I'll listen when we're done. Will you do that for me? Good." She hunched over, shrunk into a small ball, and sniffed her nose loudly. He continued speaking in a quiet, colorless voice. "When I first heard about it, I refused to believe it. One of your friends saw you, and no, I don't know which one. She sent me an email from a public account. I ignored it at first, but the seed was planted and it sprouted, taking over the cracks in my brain until I finally had to get rid of it by refuting it. So I checked it out. I had a friend who was house-sitting. Do you have any idea how disgusting it is to ask someone to do that? Especially when he's a friend to both of us. That favor may have ended my friendship with him. It was horrifying to watch him struggle with his emotions as he told me everything in brief. He even had pictures of you and him going in and out of the motel room, including hello and goodbye kisses. We were just lucky he didn't know who the man was. He tends to avoid me now. I think the pain he saw on my face that day is what he sees now every time he looks at me. Quiet sobs broke out. She tried to speak, but he gently put his fingers to her lips. Hush. You promised to listen first. He pressed his fingers against hers until he felt her nod lightly. Good. I'll try not to stay too long. The porch light was off. The only illumination of the scene was the light coming through the curtains in the living room. Though he continued to speak in a calm, even tone, his face was a mask of pain and suffering. But she couldn't see him in the darkness. When he showed me the pictures, I swear the sound of my broken heart almost deafened me. It was literally ringing in my ears, but after thinking about it, I felt like I needed to know why. Why could you two do this to us? For the first time, his composure was broken, and a shuddering sob escaped his chest. He breathed deeply for a minute, trying to pull himself together. Your own sister, Leslie. How could you? When your mom died, she stepped in and practically raised you. You should know that at 15, the last thing she wanted was the responsibility of a 9-year-old. But she stepped forward, missed dates, dances, school events, so she could be available for you. Your father told me that one year, money was so tight, that she gave up Christmas so you could have something under the tree. She loved you more as a daughter than as a sister. You know she'll find out eventually. Even if she deserves the truth, I'll never tell her. I love her too much to hurt her like that. Maybe she can forgive Jerry. She's the best woman I know. But to forgive you, Les, I don't know if her heart is that big. Tears rolled down her cheeks, gaining speed and volume as she first realized the consequences of her actions. She remembered the excitement, the smugness of knowing the secret, of getting away with something. It seemed so childish to her now. Her mind was already searching for ways to deal with the damage, desperately hoping she could fix it. How could she have been so stupid? But deep down she knew that he loved her so much he would forgive her anything. It was her anchor, her excuse that even if she got caught, he would never leave her. For the first time, doubt crept in. I should have known less. Why? It was consuming me. So I slipped something into your purse. Remember that nifty little flashlight I bought for you? It was also a voice-activated voice recorder. It's amazing what you can find online these days. You know what struck me? There seemed to be no spark between you two. It was like, here we are. Let's make love so we can go home to our families. One time, he even called it knocking back a quick piece, and you giggled and agreed. If it meant so little to both of you, why did you do it? Oddly enough, it gave me hope. If it meant so little, maybe it would be over soon. If it did, I would take my knowledge of your affair to my grave. I had a plan. I was going to change my habits, make it hard for you to have your meetings. I thought that if it meant so little and I got in the way of getting together, dropped enough hints to scare you, you'd just give up. I even got the tape recorder out of your purse. But then I did something stupid. I listened. You want to know why I cried when you said you were ready to have our baby? It was because of that. And to me it meant that your romance had run out of steam. He paused, silent for a moment. He took her hand and shook it a little, shushing her when she tried to speak, reminding her that she'd get her chance later. After a while, he started again. Then I listened to that tape. It was your undoing, Les. I heard you tell him it was the last time. When did he say, forever? I swear I heard angels. But they were demons gnashing their teeth in joy. If you can't remember your answer, I still have the tape. He pressed a button on the tape, and she heard her world ending with her own words. Of course you don't, Jerry. Long enough to get pregnant. I love him, and I want to make sure it's his. 2 weeks after the doctor confirms I'm pregnant, you'll be with me again. We may have to see each other more often. All my friends say that being pregnant turns you on all the time. Just be glad Kenny will be around to take that slack. Even in the darkness, Kenny could see how pale her face had gone. Her rapid, shallow breathing indicated the onset of hyperventilation. He waited for her breathing to return to normal. You have no idea what came into my head, Les. Ugly things. Things so evil and vile that I'm ashamed they came into my head. I was going to destroy you, maybe kill Jerry. A slow, miserable, agonizing death. I finally calmed down and thought things through rationally. For the last 2 weeks, I've been thinking about what I was going to do. It took me a while, but I came up with the perfect revenge. I bet you're dying to know, aren't you, Les? She was terrified. Well, darling, here it is. It was so easy. I don't know why it didn't occur to me before. You won't be able to love me anymore. It'll never be Kenny and Les again. From now on, it's just Kenny, just Leslie. We're no longer one. We'll never have children. The 2 girls I wanted because I thought there should be more girls like you in the world will never happen. A little boy with your grace and my size, he'll never exist. We will never go to Lamaze class together. I will never rub lotion on your tummy to reduce stretch marks. I will never hold your hand and cut the umbilical cord in the delivery room. Baby sickness. Seeing them off to kindergarten, high school, graduation, college, will never happen. No talking about the birds and the bees, no celebrating sports triumphs, no consoling them when they lose, no driving lessons, no loss of sleep when they first start dating, no grandchildren. When your hand shakes so badly you can't cut the cake celebrating your golden anniversary, I won't help you resist. You can never make me sad, and I can never make you sad when one of us finally dies. This house we both love so much. I canceled the offer to buy it. We'll never own it together. It will never hold the memory of us again. Finally, tears came to his eyes. You killed us, Les. Just as surely as if you had put a gun to our heads and pulled the trigger. I've thought about it a lot. I'm tired of thinking, tired of crying, tired of feeling lost and alone. There must be a good woman looking for a guy whose only talent is to love her completely, knowing that his love and trust will never be betrayed. Not next week, not next month, but soon, Les. Soon I'll start looking. She has to be out there somewhere. He let go of her hand and stood up, absent-mindedly shaking off his pants. I'm leaving now, Les. I've already taken what I wanted. It was very little. I didn't want anything to remind me of you. I didn't take a single picture of you or us together. I have enough mental images to last me the rest of my life. He reached the end of the porch and turned around. I hope you find someone, Les. Remember that when you do. I'm not going to leave town or change jobs, so we'll see each other from time to time. Please don't embarrass me by trying to talk. I'll leave. Quietly if I can, loudly and rudely if I have to. One more thing and I'll leave. It's up to you to tell your family. You made the mess. Clean it up however you want, as long as you don't make me the bad guy. Just say it didn't work out and I'll back you up. Oh, I totally forgot. Oh, one more thing. Tell Jerry to stay away from me. If I'm in a bar, restaurant, or any other public place and he sees me, he should leave. I would never hurt you physically, but he doesn't deserve anything, and frankly, I don't even know if I want to control my anger. He was just about to get into the car when the shock began to pass. Running up to him, she grabbed his arm. Wait! Please wait, please wait. You told me I could talk when you were done. Please sit back down. Let me explain. Beg if need be. I swear I'll never touch anyone else again. He gently removed her hand. Les, never. I mean never touch me again. I just did what I swore I would never do to you. I lied. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear your explanations or excuses. I don't want to hear your promises. We're done, Les. You have no idea how sorry I am. He didn't say another word, just got in his car and drove away. She sat on the porch steps and cried uncontrollably when he left. The end! Subscribe to my channel! Thank you!